Hey y'all, how are all my beautiful friends doing? I hope y'all all had a great weekend and happy Mother's Day to all my mothers out there. And if you lost your mom or you cannot become a mother yourself for whatever reason it may be, or if you don't talk to your mom, my heart goes out to y'all, and I know that can be a very difficult time for some people. So I just wanted to say my heart goes out to y'all. But how are y'all doing? Today's video is going to be a solved case. Oh, and if you don't know me, hi, hello. My name is Mallori, and welcome to Crime Time with Mal. Over here, I cover true crime videos, mainly missing and unsolved cases, but days like today, some days, I do throw in some solved cases just to give us like a breather from all the unknown of the missing and unsolved cases. So if that's something you'd be interested in, I would love to have you stay and join this amazing community I have over here, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out whenever I upload a video. And to all my returning viewers and subscribers, I love y'all so very much, and thank you for all your support. I cannot tell y'all how much I appreciate each and every single one of you. But today's video is pretty controversial in my opinion, and y'all might get a little mad at me towards the end of the video when I tell you my honest opinion about this case, but that's okay. You know, we can all agree to disagree. This is just my opinion. We all know opinions are like assholes. We all have one, and you know, we can agree to disagree and still be friends. I don't agree with every single thing my friend says, but I still am their friend, you know? So I hope y'all feel me on that. But today's video is all about Brooke Skylar Richardson. She was 18 years old and in high school at the time. She was a cheerleader, a flyer, so she was very little, lightweight. She had to be flown up high in the air, do all those stunts and everything, and she wound up pregnant. Well, she gave birth in her home, and she was accused of cremating her baby and burying it in the backyard. All while her mother, father, and her brother were asleep in the house. So Brooke Skylar Richardson, she goes by Skylar, so that's what I will be referring to her in this video. And she was born in a very small town of Carlisle, Ohio. So small that it's only about 5,000 residents in the town. Skylar had an older brother named Jackson, who she was very close with, and her two parents were Kim and Scott Richardson. And from the outside, they look like the perfect family. They're all very good looking, and they just looked perfect. But we all know looks are deceiving. Both Skylar and Jackson were extremely athletic. Jackson played football and Skylar was a cheerleader. She was extremely aware of her body and she loved cheerleading, but being a flyer put a ton of pressure on Skylar. You have to be extremely fit and you have to stay pretty petite because you're flying up in the air and people are catching you. So she understood that, and I think it put a lot of pressure on her. Because of this, Skylar developed a severe ED, and it practically controlled Skylar's life. Kim, her mom, ended up saying when Skylar was just 12 years old, she wouldn't even buy a pack of bubble gum because she knew that each piece of gum contained 5 calories, and she didn't want any extra calories. Skylar was also a very private person, and she struggled to trust people, which meant that she struggled to express her feelings to those people. In July of 2016, Skylar started to date one of her friend's cousins. It didn't really last long, only a few months. And then shortly after that, in 2017, Skylar started to date another guy named Brandon, a junior at her high school, and she really liked him. Their relationship started to get very serious very fast. Kim and Scott saw how happy their daughter Skylar was, and they liked Brandon a lot. They thought that he was a very good influence on her, and they thought Skylar was doing the best she has been in a very long time. They noticed Skylar started to gain weight, and they just thought it was because of how happy she was, living this happy, healthy new lifestyle. Since Skylar was in this new serious relationship, she knew that her daughter and Brandon were intimate. she decided to take her daughter to the gynecologist to get on birth control. They both went into the doctor. Kim waited in the waiting room while Skylar went back in to see the doctor. And when Skylar came out, she noticed that Skylar looked like she had been crying. Well, she just told her mom that she was really intimidated. You know, it was her first gynecologist appointment. She was a little nervous, overwhelmed, and they just chalked it up to that. But really, what really happened was while Skylar was in that appointment, the doctor told Skylar that she was pregnant and that she was about 10 weeks away from giving birth. Really, Skylar was 36 weeks pregnant. Now, I'm sure because of her ED, Skylar was a lot smaller than what a regular 36-week-old pregnant woman would look like. She didn't have that big of a belly. And, you know, her mom said that she was gaining weight, but she just thought it was due to her being happy. So Skylar kept this a secret from not only Brandon, but her parents, her friends. Nobody knew that Skylar was pregnant. But Skylar begged her doctor to give her this birth control because she said if she came out of that office and she didn't have that birth control, her mom was going to get mad. So the doctor agreed and gave her this birth control. A few days after finding out that she was pregnant, Skylar and Brandon ended up going to the prom. Skylar picked out this beautiful red dress. She specifically wanted red because she never had a red dress, so she really wanted this red dress, and she looked absolutely stunning in it. And Skylar was excited about going to the prom. She was actually going to the prom with somebody she really, really cared about, which hadn't happened to her before. But Kim, her mom, was very nervous that Skylar was putting on this weight and wouldn't fit into this dress. She ended up texting Skylar to watch what she ate so she could fit into this dress. And again, my thoughts at the end if you want to hear my opinion. Skylar just went on with her life as normal as possible. Well, while they were at prom, Skylar ended up experiencing severe cramps. She even told Brandon, like, these are the worst cramps I've ever had. This is because Skylar was in labor and she didn't even realize it. She just wanted to have fun at the prom, so she pushed it in the back of her head as far as she could and continued dancing, having fun with her boyfriend and her friends. But the next night, Skylar makes a decision that will change her life forever. Sometime in the night, while her parents and her brother are asleep in the house, Skylar ends up going into labor and delivers her baby girl in the bathroom on the toilet by herself. She said the baby's umbilical cord was not attached and the baby is not breathing and has no heartbeat. So she takes the baby, which she names Annabelle, down the stairs and into the garage, grabs a shovel, takes the baby outside, digs a shallow grave in her backyard, and places baby Annabelle in that grave. Later that next day, Skylar is at the gym and she sends a picture to her mom of her belly and says, "My belly is back, OMG." She also sends a text message to Brandon, her boyfriend, and says that she feels so much better and she's so happy. She does not tell anybody what she just did. 2 months after she buries baby Annabelle, she goes back to the doctor for a follow-up and to receive more birth control. And of course, the doctor asks her what happened to the baby, how's the baby, and Skylar tells her doctor that she was a stillborn and she ended up burying her in the backyard. Of course, the doctor ends up calling Warren County Sheriff's Department and tells them the news that she just found out. Scott, Skylar's dad, ends up taking her down to the police station, completely clueless of what is going on, and asks the police department if they need to hire a lawyer. They said no. And let me just tell you, you always need a lawyer. I don't care what's going on. You have the right to get a lawyer, and for a police officer to say that you don't need a lawyer, there's only one reason for that, and that's so that they can either A, get a confession, or B, try to pin something on you. That's just my opinion though. Skylar ends up telling the police that she gave birth to her baby on May 7th, 2017, and her baby was not breathing, but she could not tell anyone. She said that her parents would kill her. I don't think she meant literally. She said that she checked for a heartbeat and she said that she wasn't moving.
You can have a seat right there and on the other side, and we'll come in just a couple minutes, okay?
Read this part out loud for me, that last paragraph.
I have read the statement of my rights and I fully understand what my rights are. I do not want a lawyer at this time and am willing to speak with law enforcement officers.
If you're okay, then just sign right there. There's no way other than just to come out and say it, okay, we got a call from the doctor's office.
My parents are going to kill me. I didn't want to tell them. I didn't want to tell them at all. I still don't really want to tell them, but now they're going to know. I didn't kill Joe.
Oh, we're not saying anything like that. That's not why you're here today. We're not saying that. Did you say her? Okay, it was a girl. What do you do then?
I stayed there with her for a little bit. I tried to see if maybe she'd wake up, but I had to bury her. And I think am I going to be in trouble for that? I know it wasn't right.
For trying to see if she could
breathe, and I had to bury her.
Why do you decide you have to bury her?
I couldn't tell anybody.
Because you hadn't told anybody and you still didn't want to tell anybody?
That really bad. I loved her. I didn't mean
it's not for us to say.
Are you going to put me in jail because of that?
No, I'm not. That's not why I'm here today, to try to put you in jail. We're still just trying to find out what happened, okay? Did you know where you would bury her?
I just wanted to bury her in my backyard so we could put flowers on her.
Okay.
My parents?
In just a minute, but I've got to step out just real quick and
I'm not going to stay the night.
Oh, honey, just take a deep breath, okay? I'm going to stay in here with you, okay?
What's going to happen?
I don't know, okay? I'm in here observing.
Jail?
No. You're not going to jail today. No.
No, and I'm not going to.
Just relax, okay? Listen, just relax, okay?
I don't want to go to jail.
I know you don't. Just relax,
I don't have to go to jail, though, right?
Listen, I understand that you're sorry, and I understand that you're upset, and I understand that you didn't want this to happen, okay? Just take some deep breaths, okay? Things will be okay.
I don't have to go to jail?
You're not going to jail. Okay? We're not taking you to jail today. You're not going to jail, okay? So just...
What's the worst that's going to happen to me?
Honey, I don't know. This isn't my case, okay? He's talking. He just wants to get some things straightened up so that we can figure out exactly what happened. Are you being 100% honest with him? Okay.
I just want everybody to believe me because I don't want to be in trouble.
And in that video, she repeatedly says she did not kill her baby. You can tell she is extremely emotional. And she's 18 and just went through all this alone. Okay, let me just keep on going. But detectives are not buying Skylar's story. A few hours later, they end up telling her parents what the whole situation is. And obviously, her parents are completely shocked.
I'm so sorry, Mommy. I'm sorry.
You should have just told us.
I know. I mean, kids get pregnant every day. Pregnancy is not the end of the world.
I'm so sorry.
What did they tell you?
I think they want to know if I killed it myself.
Yeah, you'll go to jail.
I didn't though.
Can you imagine the absolute horror that we just went through, not knowing what's going on?
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, we can't fix this. There's
If
nothing
you go to
we can
jail,
do.
it's in the papers. It's everywhere. The neighbors have already called me, and I know she was telling me that they're digging up stuff in her backyard. You're going to be on the news.
Oh, please, you're supposed to support me. I didn't.
Skylar, I am supportive, but I'm just saying.
I tell you guys.
Honey, that is wrong, though.
I know, but I didn't kill her.
Skylar, if they do an autopsy on the baby and they find out that it was living at the time of the birth, then you will go to jail.
I know I will.
The home is now a crime scene. There is crime scene tape everywhere, reporters everywhere, and a search warrant was granted to dig up baby Annabelle's body. The coroner's office examines the baby's remains, and they said that the bones of Annabelle are charred, suggesting that Skylar burnt her baby. Skylar is brought back in for more questioning. Her parents are not in the room because she is 18. She has no lawyer in the room, and she is holding the hands of this police officer, believing that these police are here to help her. And under interrogation, Skylar admits something that she has been denying this whole entire time.
And I'm just going to be honest, I don't know how to say it any other way than we know there was more that happened, okay, than what you and I talked about the other day. You knew I didn't get the truth, and you still had to carry that weight with you.
I'm so sorry.
Is it possible that she maybe breathed a little bit, like maybe, before?
Maybe.
Okay. What do you do with her?
I put her in the towel.
Okay. Okay. Do you feel like she was breathing when you were holding her and you held her too tight? Okay. I know. It's okay. It's okay. You can't. It's okay. You were trying.
I think I want to kill her.
Okay. Okay.
I tried so hard. I did not so hard, but just I just want her to go.
Okay. You think that's when she died?
Maybe.
Hear anything like little gurgle sounds, like they'll kind of make a gurgle sound?
I made a noise.
Made a noise. What kind of noise?
Maybe a little noise, like a girl, but I didn't know if it was something else, and then I didn't hear another one.
So how you know the baby was alive just a little bit, the Annabelle was alive a little bit.
I saw her arm maybe a little bit moving on.
Birth to a newborn infant. She caused the death of that infant. She subsequently burned the infant and buried the infant in the backyard of her own residence.
Skylar admitted to possibly killing her baby, and the media ran with this story. She was known as the high school cheerleader that killed her baby and was more concerned with vanity and the way she looked than her baby. And Skylar is devastated because she knows deep down that this is not true. Not only are they pinning that she killed her baby, but they're saying that she burned her baby. People were even calling her Casey Anthony too. And when police start asking her about the fire and burning her child, she looks really concerned and she is crying uncontrollably.
Tell me about the fire.
What fire?
There's some evidence to show that there was some burning on her.
I didn't burn her. I promise on anything I didn't burn her. My dad has lots of bonfires, but I didn't burn her.
There was some charring and stuff on some of her bones, so.
I didn't burn her.
Are you sure?
I swear on anything.
You sure?
That I'm sure of. I'm sure of.
The doctors know that there was fire of some sort or some kind of burning. They know. There's still a lot more that we don't know that we just want. You're so close. Just give us all the truth that's
I've
left.
given you all the truth I told you about squeeze.
So I wonder if maybe it just was one of those things where you just thought, well, maybe I can do this, and because I think like a cremation, like I'm gonna have some ashes that I can keep of my daughter and keep. Where'd you put her? No, I mean like before the lighter. Where was she? Okay, and then where?
Grab the shovel.
Okay. Well, so was she? So you're holding her, and then you grab the shovel and the lighter. Was it like one of those camping lighters, or was it just like a cigarette lighter, like a clicker, like a long thing?
Like the long one you go.
Okay. So where do you take her to try to cremate her? You think? Try to remember like where.
Yeah, she was in there.
In the hole? So you dug the hole first. Okay. And then you put her in the hole?
I guess I did.
Part of the remains, like did you start like at the bottom, at the top? It is what it is. You can't change it, Skylar.
We're not.
You're just.
I'm scared I'm afraid.
You are telling us what happened. Nothing's going to change what happened, okay? But your intention was to try to cremate her. So what part did you try to light?
How big would you describe the fire? Would you say big? Would you say small? Was it tall? How like?
Yeah, I don't remember.
How far up did it go? Like, was it like shin? Like, if you want to use like your forearm, was it like this far up? Was it this far up? Do you know how far up the fire went? Okay. What about to her, like, chest area, stomach?
Maybe. I could try to get it out.
What made you decide you wanted to get it out?
It just felt weird.
And because of these doctors' findings, the police are pressing the issue. They are trying to get her to convince that she tried to cremate her. They were just relentless, trying to get her to admit to this fire that had occurred. But there was one problem. During the time of Skylar's arrest and the time of the trial, Dr. Murray, who initially examined baby Annabelle's remains, ended up recanting her original observation. She said that the baby was not charred. She was not burned. But it was too late. They already indicted Skylar on aggravated murder. So during this aggressive questioning in the interrogation room, Skylar ended up confessing to something that she didn't do. And the doctor said that it no longer happened. And during Skylar's trial, the prosecutor ended up saying that Skylar murdered this baby because she did not want it. He said that Skylar never went baby shopping, never went clothes shopping, never looked at cribs online, never researched on how to give a baby up for adoption. They said that she did not want this baby and they had texts to prove it. But Skylar's attorney said that during the interrogation, police put words in Skylar's mouth. And he says it's impossible to catch a baby on fire just because of the fact that they are 80% water. And it is literally impossible to light a baby on fire with a lighter. It just would not happen. He also said that Dr. Murray admitted that she was wrong and she initially rushed the examination. They said Skylar was not only a kind and loving person, but she would never hurt a human, let alone her baby. They bring in Brandon, her boyfriend, on the stand and start asking about that next morning. Skylar's attorney said that during the interrogation that Skylar was literally broken down. He also said that the police, they said in the interrogation that their main purpose here was to get Annabelle's remains back over to their family so that they could have a proper burial, which kind of led Skylar to confess to something. You have to remember, she's 18. She just went through a traumatic experience. Okay, I know. Keep going. I'll just wait till the end. Skylar's attorney also said that they used the word cremate several times before Skylar even brought it up and admitted to it.
Your interrogation of her was to help get Annabelle's remains back to her family for a proper burial.
And I think about your dad already contacting me, asking could he have her remains so you guys can do a burial. And I feel awful, but none of that can happen because the investigation just keeps going and going because we don't have the truth.
Where do you take her to try to cremate her? But your intention was to try to cremate her.
So I wondered, well, maybe she was going to try to cremate. Seeing it, were you worried about someone seeing a fire back there at that time of the night?
He says that the police refused to accept the fact that Skylar was telling the truth, that her baby was a stillborn. The court also suggested that Skylar's mom knew about the pregnancy the whole entire time because there is a possibility that the doctor's office ended up emailing Skylar's mom the pregnancy test results. Once Skylar's mom saw the email, she texted Skylar saying, "What the hell is this?" And Skylar just played it off, saying it was a mistake and just convinced her mom that it wasn't real. And Skylar's mom replied, "You better hope it's not true or else your life will be over." And many people thought her mom knew about the pregnancy and just didn't want it to tarnish their perfect family image. Other texts show that Skylar says to her mom she hates feeling like this and wants nothing more than to just feel better. Another text message was found after Skylar gave birth to her mom saying that she is excited to wear something cute and yay, my belly is back. And y'all, her mother also made her lose 20 pounds by taking laxatives just to fit in this prom dress. And there was a doctor that stated that Skylar's baby was in fact a stillborn. The jury deliberates for only 4 hours. And on September 12th, 2019, the verdict comes back that Skylar Richardson is not guilty on all charges. But since Skylar did bury her baby, she did get a guilty verdict on abuse of a corpse. It is a felony charge and it can carry up to a year in prison. But instead of getting a year of incarceration, Skylar ended up getting 3 years on probation, and later on it was reduced to a year.
Has the jury reached a verdict in the case?
We have.
The defendant, please rise. With regard to count 1, we, the jury in the above captioned case, find the defendant, Brooke Skylar Richardson, not guilty of the offense of aggravated murder. We, the jury in the above captioned case, do hereby find the defendant, Brooke Skylar Richardson, not guilty of the offense of involuntary manslaughter. We, the jury, find the defendant, Brooke Skylar Richardson, not guilty of child endangerment. It does say we further find the defendant did not cause serious physical harm to the alleged victim, but that finding is not necessary as a matter of law. Verdict form number 4, we, the jury in the above captioned case, find the defendant, Brooke Skylar Richardson, guilty of the offense of abuse of a corpse.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would do anything and above that you ask, and I understand, and I just wanted to say how sorry I was. I can sometimes be selfish, but I would like to think that I've become better in the knowledge that I've upset everyone and hurt so many people with what I've done, and I'm forever sorry, and I'm so sorry. I'm really, really sorry, and I understand, and thank you.
You know, I have a daughter about your age, Ms. Richardson, and I have a granddaughter about the age that Annabelle would be right now. In all of this mess that we have with this case, I think what often gets overlooked, Ms. Richardson, is just how precious life is. Your life, Annabelle's life is precious, and it should be protected, and it should be guarded in all respects. And I have reviewed all of the expert reports in this case. I listened to the expert's testimony. I firmly believe, Ms. Richardson, in fact, I know in my heart that if you would have made different decisions in this case, Annabelle would be here today. And I know that might be difficult for you to hear, but I think that your choices before birth, during birth, and after show a grotesque disregard for life.
The Richardson family would like to bring closure for Annabelle and give her an eternal resting place. So we would request that you give the Richardson family Annabelle. Mr. Richardson, do I have your word that those remains are going to be buried properly?
Absolutely, sir.
I am going to order that the remains of Annabelle be released to the Richardson family. I'm going to hold Mr. Richardson to the promise that he made here today, and if he does not keep that promise, he will answer to me in that regard.
Skylar was diagnosed with severe depression, PTSD, and body dysmorphia. She works as a paralegal and serves her community. She says she feels guilty for not telling anyone, and she is haunted every single day of her life. Her and Brandon are no longer together, and I believe Skylar is enrolled in college from what I have seen. Now, for my opinion, and it might piss some of y'all off, but here we go. And first, before I go into it, like I said in the beginning, this is just my opinion. Y'all can come to your own opinion. I will not judge y'all. I will not hate on y'all. We can still be friends, and I hope you feel the same way. If you disagree, we can disagree, but we can do it respectfully. We are all adults, and we all have a difference of opinions. Now, I want to touch on the fact that her mom said that she knew that Skylar had an ED. I mean, she said that Skylar was deteriorating very fast, but she still texts Skylar to watch what you eat so you can fit into that prom dress. I find that very concerning. In that interrogation video that I showed y'all, you see Skylar's parents walk in, and the first thing Skylar's mom says was she was concerned with all the reporters, and the neighbors are calling her and asking her questions. So it seems like instead of worrying what your daughter's going through and went through a couple of months ago with bearing her child, giving birth to her child in their home, in the bathroom alone, with no pain medication, no family, no one to turn to, no one to talk to. She was just more concerned about the neighbors calling her and figuring out what was going on. And also, I do want to add that women with an ED that are pregnant are very more likely, it has been proven, that they could suffer a miscarriage or even have a stillborn. And the fact that she was eating laxatives when she was pregnant, I mean, regardless if her mom knew that she was pregnant or not, to feed your daughter laxatives so she can lose 20 pounds to fit into a prom dress, how do you think that makes your daughter feel? Please, if you are a parent, do not bring up weight to your child at all. Skylar obviously did not feel safe to talk to her mom. I feel, again, my personal opinion, I feel like Skylar had a ton of pressure on her to look perfect at all times, to make her mom feel like she was perfect, that if I look pretty and I'm thin, then my mom would love me more or accept me more, or she would be proud. And that could very possibly have been what led her to have this ED. And that's why after she gave birth, she sent a picture of her belly to her mom saying basically, yay, look at me, I'm so happy. In the interrogation room, Skylar even said to her mom, you're supposed to be here supporting me. She felt like she was alone, and she felt like she could trust these cops. And I feel like she was ultimately seeking validation from her mom. She was scared, insecure, she's very young and naive. And honestly, I do not feel like Skylar is this baby killer that the media portrayed her out to be. Now, by no means am I saying what Skylar did was right or validated. By no means am I saying that. But I do not feel like she is this horrible baby killer like Casey Anthony. You can't compare Casey Anthony and Skylar's story to each other. In my opinion, there's no comparison there. I think Skylar needed help, and I think Skylar needed somebody that she could trust. And I honestly feel bad for Skylar, and obviously Annabelle too. I mean, God, yes, for Annabelle too. I do not feel like, I mean, she was a stillborn. What else would an 18-year-old that nobody knew that she was pregnant, you go into labor in your bathroom on your toilet and you birth your baby that is not breathing, has no heartbeat, not moving, no medication, 18 years old, feeling like she had no one to turn to. And I think she literally panicked. She was scared. Scared is a complete understatement. After all, she named her baby. She buried her outside of her bedroom window where she could literally see her grave from her bedroom window. She didn't throw her in a dumpster. She didn't throw her in a trash can like a piece of trash like some people do. She didn't throw her in the trunk of a car. She buried her in her backyard to where Skylar herself said that she could go put flowers on her grave. I don't know, y'all. Y'all let me know what you think down below. Again, we can agree to disagree. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. I'm not gonna hold it against you. We can all have difference of opinions. That's what makes the world go round, in my opinion. But I would love to hear what y'all had to say and what your thoughts are about this case. I know it is very controversial. I have seen a lot of people say that they agree that Skylar did not do this maliciously. I have seen that Skylar is a horrible, horrible person. And I'm just trying to put myself in Skylar's shoes. If I was 18 years old, I gave birth to my first child at 21, and thank God I had my friends and family there to support me. But if I was 18 and I felt like I could not trust anyone, let alone found out months, a few weeks before I gave birth that I was pregnant, and then had this baby alone that ended up being a stillborn, I feel like at 18, your frontal lobe is not even fully developed. You cannot comprehend some of the decisions that you are making. Does not mean that it is right, by no means. Again, I cannot stress that enough. I do not think that what Skylar did was right, but I do feel like she was scared and she felt like, what the hell am I gonna do? I have this baby that nobody knows about that is passed away. What am I gonna go up to my mom and say, hey mom, I gave birth, but my baby's a stillborn, what do I do? Like, I don't know. Again, y'all leave me your thoughts and opinions down below. This case to me is just one of those cases that you hear about and it sticks with you and you can't get it out of your mind. So from the time I heard about this case years ago, I wanted to do more research and form my own opinion, and that's my opinion. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you have not already subscribed, I would love to have you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss whenever I upload a new video. And give this video a thumbs up if you liked videos like this, or even if you like my channel. It helps support me, and I cannot thank y'all enough for all your kind words and all your support. Y'all mean the absolute world to me, and I hope y'all have a great week. Stay positive, stay aware of your surroundings, stay safe out there, and yeah, I love y'all so very much. Have a great week, and I will see you in Friday's video. Bye, y'all.